and welcome to episode 2 of series 3 of Master League Story Mode. Now I know what you're thinking, this isn't Become a Legend Story Mode, the series that I was promised on a Wednesday from now on. And you would be right. Now I went to record the first episode this evening, but then I realised I don't have a logo. And you can't do it without a logo. I can't use the Master League Story Mode logo for the Become a Legend Story Mode series. That just wouldn't be right. So I'm going to do that next Wednesday. But what that does mean is we're going to be able to get down to the end of the transfer window by the end of this week. And I've been itching to get back to this because I've got the feeling that we can start to build a really exciting team here. And in the last episode, I put out the call to you, the commenters, my favourite people in the world, for some suggestions of players to sign, and you did not disappoint. So first up, long-time commenter, one of the real OGs of the comment section, Karkarot, he suggested Poulter from QPR. Well, I just remembered, we'd already had a look at him in the first episode. He would obviously be a touch of class. 78 finishing, 79 header, 86 speed, this is for someone who's 190 centimetres tall, and 87 physical contact. Absolute beast. As Karkarot described him, he is the poor man's Lukaku, and I can see why he says that. He's only 1 out of 5 chance of signing. 3.1 million. He'd be decent. He'd be good. Maybe not our first port of call, the striker. Central midfield is maybe where we want to be looking to strengthen first of all. Amati at Leicester, definitely one I'm considering. He'd add a bit of defensiveness to that central midfield trio. Cherry from QPR. Tricky. Reminds me a bit of Jordan Veretout from the first series. I think he could pop up with a few goals as well as creating as well. And then Jordan Much, the cheapest of the 3 options. Good all-round player. So another suggestion came from Raw Nirvana, another great commenter. He pointed out Kai, a winger from Brentford. We didn't spot him on our first pass through, but actually he's pretty decent. Only 1.1 million. He can play as a striker, which we do need. Decent finisher, he's quick. We'll put him on the list. I'm not 100% sure. It might be a good backup. So another suggestion came from absolute legendary commenter, the Corporal Thomas Crosby. He suggested a player I can't believe I didn't think of, which is Charlie Adam, the engine room of that Blackpool side that did so well in the Premier League, that Ian Holloway is best known for. Unfortunately, he sits outside of our 72 overall rating cap at 75, so we might have to come back in for him in a couple of years, but at 31, it looks like we might have missed a chance to sign him. So finally, the real star of the comment section for episode 1 was Kiyuu. Could be a she. You came back after some real deep dive into Wikipedia and found me a link that even I had missed. To be fair, I was thinking, I said, hey guys, see if you can find me some linked teams, some linked players, but on the inside I was thinking, not a chance. I'd had a pretty good look through, but I missed this one and it just about fits within the rules, so I'm going to allow it. Basically, Marcus Stewart, ex-Bristol City player, now Bristol City assistant coach, we're going to assume he's still at the club when Ian Holloway takes over, which is definitely within the realms of possibility. He gives us a few options as a player who's played for Sunderland, Ipswich and Huddersfield in his playing career. So we can take a look at those 3 teams. It's a fairly tenuous link, but it just about sits within the rules, so I'm going to allow it. Let's take a look at Sunderland. Okay, so we've got a fairly wide variety of players to choose from under 72 in the Sunderland squad. Let's take a look through now. Jordan Pickford is one that jumps out straight away. We do need a keeper. 2 out of 5 chance of signing, 2.9 million, he's going on the list, definitely. Absolutely no doubt about that. Centre-back Paddy McNair, he would be a good signing. 3 million, he's going to be expensive. He could potentially be one of our loan choices. He's a great ball-winning, ball-playing, strong centre-back, only 21 years old. He's definitely going on the list as well. Ex-United player. Also Mika as well. Looks like a decent keeper. So that was Sunderland. As I mentioned, we've also got Ipswich to look at, another of Marcus Stewart's ex-clubs. Freddie Sears, ex-West Ham, decent player. Still got his pace at 27, 73 finishing. 3 million, probably not worth it. And that leaves us finally with Huddersfield. Okay, Hogg, central midfielder. We do still need a central midfielder. He's a destroyer, a leader, good low passer. Not sure about him. Palmer, 20-year-old, interesting. 3.1 million, it's pretty expensive. He's an attacking midfielder. He could deputise both second striker and central midfield. He's a great dribbler, great ball control. That's interesting. A decent passer. Finishing and lofted passing could improve. Get them up to 70 pretty quickly. He's pretty quick. He's strong. I like him. I like the look of him, actually. He'd be interesting. So that's it, really. I think that's it for the advanced search. Good effort to all of you suggested players. Let's take another look at our listed players and see which ones we want to put some bids in. I think it's time. We've amassed a pretty decent list here of potential signings. Now, we do only have 4.1 million, so we're going to need to be a little bit frugal here. We'll definitely end up selling some players, I'm sure, but if we can get anything in which is excellent value, then that's obviously a good start. I'm really liking Palmer. I don't know what it is. He's only a little guy, but he's strong, he's quick, he's a decent passer. I think we could develop him. He's only 20 years old. I've had a look, and he's another ex-Chelsea youth. I'm going to put in a bid for him as well. I think we'll put in a loan bid for Amati. He's definitely going to be out of our price range, but a loan for him would be decent. Still looking for that second striker. Let's go back and have a look at what the scout brought in. We've got Bamford there. I don't know if I fancy Bamford, to be honest. But we're really struggling to find any other second striker options. So we'll put a bid for him as well. We've got the potential free signing of roster, but we only get one free signing, so I'm not going to dive into that straight away in case anything else pops up. So that leaves us one other player we can bid on. I think I'm going to put in a bid for Poulter, just get a feel for how much he's going to cost, because he's an absolute beast. Okay, so we've had a load of transfers back. Let's see if we can make us some money today. So before we get into today's game, we're at home against Forest at Ashton Gate. Let's have a look at some of the money that we could be bringing in here. Gary O'Neill, 4 million. Well, that's got to be a no-brainer, really. Extra 600,000 for him. This is one of the glitches, really, of Pro V this year. There's no way we should be getting almost double his market value for a 30-year-old player, 33-year-old player who's massively declining. There's no way we can turn that down. Absolutely taking that 4 million and running off into the sunset giggling like a little girl, because that is a huge, huge win for us. Now, Brian, he's a decent left-back replacement. He's quick, but that's about it. 600,000 for him isn't really worth much. 400,000 for Fielding, when we can maybe take that if we do sign another keeper. Tammy Abraham, as we've said, we're probably going to keep hold of him. Reed, we definitely don't need. He is a youth prospect, but I can't really see him ever getting any game time. So I'm happy to take the 400,000 for him. That's another sale. We're looking at a lot more promising now. Nearly 9 million and a massive 1.7 million salary budget. That sets us up nicely. Wilbraham, yeah, you're not getting a game. 37-year-old. We'll take the 400,000 for him and run. Getting rid of a lot of the deadwood, a lot of the old men of this team. And O'Dowda, 63. I mean, you're not going to get a game either, so we'll take that money. And boom, 9.5 million. Suddenly things are looking a lot more rosy. We'll keep hold of Brian, because if we don't sign another left back, he can deputise for Jeff Goldbaum. And as you can see here, you know, our best players are in defence. We've got Ekstrand and Little, who can fill in if either of our first choice centre-backs, right-backs are out or tired. And then Brian, who in a pinch can fill in at left-back. It's really our attacking players that we need to improve on. And our central midfielders. That's where we need to be focusing ourselves. Okay, so with a little bit more money in the bank, let's go and take a look at the squad for today's game. I can't escape the fact that we are playing up against the Lord Bentner in this game. That is scary. And with Kasami behind him in attacking midfield, this is a strong Nottingham Forest side. We've got to be careful there. But we performed pretty well in our first game. Big Lee Tomlin, Lee the Lunchbox Tomlin, he pops up with a great goal. So hopefully we can replicate that. Let's take a look and see how everyone's doing. Everyone in the first team squad's looking okay. Matthews and O'Donnell, they're on a downward, but we've not got much backup there. Pack in the middle is our danger man in the centre. O'Neill's on his way out for a cool 4 million. Pretty pleased with that. Patson out on the right. We need a replacement for him. That may well be Bamford. And then Engvall in the centre. I think he just about shades Tammy Abraham at the moment. But yeah, this team needs to improve pretty significantly. Right, lads, it's time for us to take that first win and to bank it. You know all about deal or no deal, right? Oh no, that's the wrong. I don't know. Just bank it. I've gone a bit Welsh there. Anyway, I've lost the plot. Let's get into this game and let's win it. That's what Ian Holloway is going to be pushing for. Currently the QPR manager. That was an interesting twist of fate. He signed for them just after I finished recording the first episode. So there's that QPR link solidified for us. We can definitely trade with them. See if we can get Engvall involved in this one a bit. He struggled in the first. Let's get into it. Squares it inside to Matthews. Into Pack. He's looking for the run of Engvall. Is Engvall into the box? Hits it. Whoa! It just needed a little bit more curve on that. Could see what he was trying to do with the outside of the boot. Little dummy gets inside of Kasami. He's able to get the ball in. Tomlin's there. Can't get a head to it. And now Smith keeps possession here for Bristol City. Pack slips it through, looking for Matthews. Ball along the floor. It's Engvall, and it's goal number 1 for Bristol City. Ian Holloway's boys. The Robins are ahead again. And it's Engvall, who struggled in his first game, the youngster, who's got his goal today. And that was simple stuff. Matthews, the Welsh right back, one of our star players, with a great drilled cross along the floor. And Engvall could barely miss that if he tried. It's a good play on the edge of the box, winning possession back. This was a nice ball there from Pack into the right back Matthews. Great pass along the floor. Easy finish for Engvall. He's a decent finisher. It's 1-0. Great tackle Smith. That's foul surely. Doesn't matter though. It's 1-0 at the half. Decent performance here from Bristol City. Neither team really able to string together much. But essentially we got the goal. Yeah, 40% possession there for Forest. Not even allowed a shot. Whereas we had at least a couple. 60% possession though. At Ashton Gate, we're a passing side. We should be getting those sort of numbers, especially at home. So good first half. Definitely could do with another goal though to build on this success. Pat wins it back from Kasami. It's a ball into Engvall. Plays it out to Patterson. Head up looking for the run of Tomlin. Hits it first. Oh my gosh. Oh, you absolute legend. It's Lee Lunchables Tomlin. The big man up front. The big man on campus. And that is a finish for the ages. Patterson looked up. He saw the run of Tomlin. And he's hit that first time. He's let it fall over his shoulder. And that is a finish. Look at this. Oh, that's a great pass outside of the boot. But he's hit that so sweetly. Oh, he's very pleased. He'll be eating for 4 tonight. Good play by Pinillos. We're looking at him. The scout has brought him up as a potential left-back replacement. Looking pretty tasty today. He's into the box. Pack's taking him down. And it looks like Pinillos has won a penalty. He has. It's probably too late for Forest to get anything in this game. It's disappointing not to keep the clean sheet. It's Pinillos, the player we're looking at in the window. That's pretty weak, really. But it's a penalty and there's nothing we can do about it. So it's Lamb over this. O'Donnell would have liked the clean sheet. Oh, and he's got it. It looks like he's got it. Great save down to his right. It's Pinillos again. He's looked the danger man. He's put a ball in looking for Kasami. But we should be able to deal with this. And with only a minute on the clock, we can play this out. Here comes Little, the substitute, though. It's a hopeful ball over the top into Engvall, who gets there. Finds Little again. Could this be a third? Ball in from Little. Tammy Abraham's there! And it's his first touch of the match. The substitute, Tammy Abraham. Could be his first touch of the season, actually. I'm not sure if he even touched the ball much in the first game, but he's come on. And his first touch is with his best foot, which is his head. And that is a good goal for the substitute. In the very last dying embers of the game, he comes on, and that's a great one for his confidence for the youngster. Really great win there for Holloway's side. 3-0 is a great score for us to come away with in our second game. Unbelievably high quality goal from Lee Tomlin. And great to see both of our young strikers, Engvall and Abraham, getting on the score sheet. Very positive stuff here for Bristol City. And a comprehensive performance, really. 3 shots on target and 3 goals. You've got to question maybe the Forest keeper. But we were in pretty blistering form. Tomlin and Engvall both getting 7. Tomlin's goal surely deserved man of the match, but Engvall had a good performance all round. Abraham got his goal as well, which was great. Pack was brilliant in central midfield. Surprised to see him only get a 6. He was winning balls back all over the shop. So a clean sheet and a 3-0 win. That's excellent stuff for Bristol City. You climb to 4th place in the Championship. Okay, so we've had some negotiations come back. I can't believe that Bamford hasn't gone through. He was a scouted player. Lots of players have gone out. We've lost 4 players. We do need to recruit pretty soon. Pickford, that's a shame. And a Marty as well, the loan signing. He would have been good. Oh, they want 7.9 million for Palmer. I really like Palmer as well. That puts him well out of our price range. I mean, that's probably fair for such a highly rated youngster, only 20 years old. And with some of those ball control and dribbling stats, he would be a real one for the future. Tempted to go back in with him for a loan. Gutted about Bamford. I don't get that. He was a scouted player. And Poulter, 6 million for Poulter. Jesus Christ. We don't really have the budget for him. good thing about Poulter, actually, is he's a good passer of the ball. 71 low passing is really good. He's a great player. Really good player. He doesn't have any player skills. But that finishing, that heading, with the speed and the power, I think we've got to go for him, really. Him and Tomlin, that's a duo, I think. That is a real attacking duo. Let's see if we can get any money off. Doesn't look like we can. I think we've got to try and get the money off. So I'm going to take the risk at 63. That's well below what I'd normally go for. Palmer as well. Let's see if we can... Oh, there's no even room for bargaining. We're going to have to put in a bid for Cherry. Still not heard back on Poulter. That's a shame. I would love to sign him. We do need a keeper. Mika or Hamer. Mika's got those reflexes. Look at that. Goalkeeping though, Hamer comes out on top. Put a bid in for Mika because he's a bit younger. I think we definitely need a keeper. So that's bids in for Cherry. So that's a striker and midfielder. Chiravella, the little Liverpool youngster, he's a great passer of the ball. Great ball control. Yeah, we'll have a look at him. I think we need to be keeping our options open. Obviously, Rossiter is the one that we'll probably go for. He's the free transfer. Let's keep cracking on. Not much we can do at the moment. Oh, Poulter's broken down. That's a shame. That is a huge shame. Bamford's renegotiated, but this is likely to be stupid. 3.7. Okay, it's $1 million above his market value. Obviously a hell of a lot cheaper than Poulter, but he's just not even half the player of Poulter. I'd rather spend 6 on Poulter. Let's see if we can get a little bit of money off that. Maybe a bit cheeky. Got to go back in for Poulter. I don't really want to walk away from him. Okay, so nothing more we can do except for get into this game. Now this is going to be a tricky one. Away at Newcastle. This is going to be hard. Let's take a look at the teams. A few tired legs. Patson out on the right. Looks like he's seen better days. We're all quite tired. Unfortunately, we've had to bring in Brown into the central midfield. With the old boy going out. That's our best option. Maybe Freeman's actually better than him. Tammy Abraham, you're definitely in the squad. We need to recruit now. We've sold a lot of players. We really need to bring some in. Freeman's going to be the weak link today. Decent passer actually, Freeman. He's not slow, so should do alright. But we're up against an incredibly strong Newcastle side. Orlando Aaron's in the middle will provide pace and incisive running. Big John, old Voldemort behind him will be spraying passes around. And then you've got Mitro in the middle, who is deadly in this game and at championship level is exactly the sort of big, strong centre forward that you need. Let's have a go though, shall we? Let's have a go. So you could perhaps argue that both Fulham and Nottingham Forest at home are a pretty easy start to the season, but things get considerably more difficult now as we travel all the way up north to Geordieland. 1,000,000 miles away from the southwest, both literally and figuratively. It's cold, it's wet, it's inhospitable, and we're going up against a team that are essentially a Premier League side. They shouldn't really be down here, and they're very, very likely to be challenging us and everyone for that top spot this year. Let's see if we can give them a good game though. Smith ball into Engvall. Tries to turn John Joe Shelby, but he's in there with a great tackle. Tenacious player, Shelby. Good header from Jeff though, into Tomlin. Oh, decent ball looking for Engvall. Can he turn back inside? He can. Engvall with a shot. Stings the glove of the Newcastle keeper. That's the first shot of the game. Engvall with a nice turn. A lovely pass in from Tomlin. Good rise there from Bolt. Lascelles here into Ritchie. Diarmi in the centre. Pat gets a good foot on it. And now Tomlin is in possession again. Can he find the ball into Engvall? It's a great ball in. Engvall this time hits it with the left. Oh, he took it on his weaker foot there. He gave the keeper something to think about. And Engvall started really strongly, as has Tomlin. This is a great ball. Him on his weaker foot as well into Engvall. Could have stepped back inside, but he's decided to just rasp a shot off. Keeper had to make a save. It's out of the first corner of the game. Ball Goldborn up against Ritchie. Goldborn's lost out there and it's into Ritchie again. Nice back heel from Ritchie. Aaron's ball into the box. Magnuson's there. Keeper says get out of my way. It's a great clearance from him. One ball from Sells. It's Smith up against Asu. Smith wins it back. That's a great header from him. Patson can see Engvall making the run into the box. That's got to be a foul, referee. Oh, Engvall should have gone down then. That was way too honest from the striker. He was impeded. Through on goal there. Oh, Pack couldn't quite win it back, but it's 0-0 at the half. Decent performance from both sides. I think Bristol City will be happy to go in at 0-0. Actually, we had the chances. So even though we're away, on Tyneside, I think we should have had a result. We should have got maybe a goal. Decent opportunities. Newcastle really failing to impress so far, but I'm sure they'll come out strong in the second half. Pack's now seeing the overlapping run of Matthews again. He can't get to it, but the ball's fallen to Patterson. Second time of asking. Matthews is there. Tomlin's in the box. Patterson ball inside to Engvall. Can he turn? He can onto his left foot. The curling effort. It's out to Patterson. Hits it. Straight at Sells. Good pressure here from Bristol City. Oh, forcing him to make the mistake there. That's good play, Bristol City. Tomlin into Engvall. The ball's back on. It's Lee Tomlin. He's gone for the chip. He's hit the post. It's off the keeper. No, why? Oh, why didn't I just finish it? I just need to... Just felt with Tomlin on the ball, you need to do something special. Went for the chip. Off the post. Could have finished that in any number of ways. I can't even talk. I'm so angry. It's Cole back on for Shelby. Bristol City should be 1-0 up. Can't believe the big man's missed that. Oh, that's poor. Getting a bit sloppy now. Aaron's in the midfield. Diame back into Aaron's. He's looking for the ball in. Lazar edge of the box. Oh, Flint's able to cut that out easily. And now he can break again. Good play here. Patterson inside to Engvall. Lays it off. Tomlin. Freeman sees the overlapping run of Goldborn. Ball inside to Tomlin. Turns. Tomlin can't get through. Oh, can Engvall sneak in? He can. It's a good save from Sells. Oh, we should have had a goal here. And that's it. Well, 0-0. I think we should have won that, really. That's 2 points dropped for me after that incredible Lee Tomlin miss. And then good saves from Sells kept us out later in the game. But we'll be kicking ourselves about that one come the Monday morning, because we really should be on 9 from 9 so far in the league. Ah, gutted. Gutted. So as you can see, we were all over him. Even away at Newcastle, 56% possession. 5 shots on target. Should have had a win there. Tomlin let us down, if anything. Sells, the Newcastle keeper, rightly gains man of the match prize today. So 4th place on 7 points. Should really still be on 9. Shouldn't have dropped points there. So we're rapidly approaching the end of the window. Luckily, we've had some transfer negotiations back on 3 of the players we're looking at. Let's take a look before we end this episode. They want 6 million for Cherry. I suppose that's fair enough. He's a great player. Got to maybe question whether the 7 million for Palmer might be better. A youngster who we can develop rather than Cherry, who's coming to the end of his career. He's not on a downward trajectory yet. I mean, the good thing about Cherry is he can play second striker or central midfielder equally as well. He's a decent finisher, good passer. He's a player that I like a lot. Chiravella for 2.1. I mean, we do need some backup central midfielders. He's not exactly a physical specimen, but he's quick enough. And actually, he's a really good passer and dribbler. We'll see if we can get any money off him. Looks like we can. Mika, the keeper, 2 million from Sunderland. Well, he's definitely better than our keeper at the moment. 25 years old, so he's got some room to improve. He's got great reflexes. See if we can get any money off him as well. And Cherry while we're at it. 75, that's close. I'll give it a go. So, we still haven't made any real signs. We need that scout to come back. I'm going to have to keep playing on. Palmer would have really liked. He's not the player that Cherry is, though, so I've got to be realistic. We can't have them both. I think we'll have another loan bid for Amati. No. Yeah, another loan bid for Amati. See if we hear anything back from the scouts before this next match. But other than that, it's end of the episode. And just pray to the gods that we get something back before the end of the transfer window, because slim pickings does not begin to describe this transfer window so far. Oh, still nothing from the scout. That's a real kick in the teeth. Let's take a look at what they want for Paddy Bamford. 3.4. Oh, that's... It's doable. It's doable. So let's just recap before the end of the episode. We needed 2 central midfield players, really. Looks like Rossiter, the free transfer, might be one of them. And then maybe Cherry, who we can definitely play as a central midfielder, and Pack. That's a decent midfield. A Marty as well adding into the mix would be the one to finish it off. Maybe Chiravella as well. Bamford, we needed 2 second strikers ideally. Maybe a striker as well. Bamford can play there. I'm a bit worried. He's a bit lightweight. He's not exactly quick to make up for it. If we could find anything better, then I'd go for it in a second. Mika, decent keeper. Let me know what you think about these signings. If there's anyone in here we want to get, I think Poulter's one that we really, really want. The big German, I think he could be something special for us in the Championship. Quick and pacey. So hopefully we can bag him in the next episode. And then hopefully the scout comes back. So that's all we've got time for. As I said, sorry there's no Become a Legend today as promised. That'll be starting next week once I've got all the bits sorted that I thought I had but I didn't. I'll see you in a bit.